Jayhawk's question. That's a good one too.
What's that? 7.3.6 versus 9.3.4. Pretty deep room, 2 rows, front row 15 feet from the front of room, limited to 13 channels though.
Mm-hmm.
So he's talking about 9.3, meaning he has 3 subs. Because Michael, I remember before you said, it's officially 0.1 because it's just one channel.
What I reckon, what I say now is that is the configuration. That is not the actual channels, because you don't have 3 subwoofer channels. You got a single.
Is that how we're doing it now? We're doing configuration.
Well, here's the thing. It totally makes it easier. I mean, trust me. I wish that we would call it that 7.3.6, but the proper is 7.1.6 with 3 subwoofers, which sounds stupid.
So it makes it easier. To say that? Okay.
100%. Yeah.
I just wasn't sure because I know it does look better on those on the titles and on the headline, more numbers.
Yeah. I mean, but you can look at that and know exactly without even asking him. He's got 7 bed layer. He's got 3 subwoofers. He's got 6 Atmos.
Yeah.
Or height channals. Something.
So Youth Man is making the standard right now.
No, I think no. I made a video on it saying that 7.3.6 is not technically right, and 9.3.4 is not technically right.
Yeah.
But I get it, and I know why we do it, and I know why we say it.
I mean, people were asking with our toolkit. He's like, "Can you make it for can you make something go out of my butt kickers or my whatever's plug my 4 subwoofers?" I'm like, unfortunately, there's only one LFE channel.
That's correct.
And so if I put it, it's just no matter what your AVR does with it, I can't access your second subwoofer by itself because it's all on the same thing.
Yeah. So to answer your question though, Jayhawk, my advice, number one, you've got a really deep room. Depends on kind of how far those 2 rows. Let's see, he's got 2 rows front, 15 from the front rooms. Okay. My preference, if you've got a really deep room, especially if you've got a pretty good amount of separation between the front and the rear row, is to have 6 Atmos speakers. If you had like a really wide room, I would recommend going with some front wides, and doing that 9 bed layer. But that's just me. But I've heard 9 bed layers in a room, phenomenal. The key is properly set up. If you do it properly set up, that would be better. You know what I mean?
Hey, so quick question, Mike. Where did they place the front wide in between the front and the side surround? Was it even? Was it like 50% distance? What was it?
I
couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
The only one that I can really think of that comes to mind is Tony's SOWK. So he has front LCR. He's got front wides. Then he's got a whole bunch of speakers. So, but as far as like angles, I couldn't even tell you where they put them.
Got it. Jayhawk, if you have 2 rows of seating, bro, I would go the 3 sets of height channels. I would go 736.
That'd be my vote.
Do front heights, and then in between your 2 rows, do in ceilings straight down, and then rear front heights on wall. I think that would probably be the better of the 2. There isn't a whole lot going on in those front wides. It's really when things are.
Aaron, I know you gotta take off.
Oh, later, Aaron, take it easy.
See y'all later. Have a good one.
You got a hot date.
Woo. Maybe. Later.
Hot date with his face. Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
He's gonna. What did he mean by that? He's gonna want to pop back in here. He's like, watching the stream. He's gonna watch the stream later on to see what we said. We love you, Aaron.
Yeah,
you're a good guy. Support from you guys. Thank you for all the support.
Yeah, thank you for all these super chats that are coming right now. But yeah, that's my vote, Jayhawk. 736.
736. Okay.
Yeah. Really deep room.
What do you think, Joe?
I haven't tried 9 ear level speakers, so I can't say. My guess, just theory, right? My guess is that having the wides would give you like more accurate panning across the front. Because from our calibration tests, right, we found that panned hard right is 45 degrees, and we put our left and right speakers at 30. So I think that having the wides actually kind of makes up for that difference.
Well, there's probably a big angle between, let's say, especially if you've got, like in my case, I've got my side surrounds, technically probably about 110 degrees. So they're slightly behind my listening position to the sides. And then you've got your front speakers, which are, what is that, 30 degrees, whatever it is, 40 degrees. And so, I don't know, do the math between that and the other. So that is a big area
There's a big
to
gap,
try to cover.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying that wides won't benefit you, but like Chana said, I don't know how often they're utilized, but
like what Joe was saying was like when something's panning from like let's say cars passing by you this way, right?
Front to back.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Front left, it'll hit your front wide, it'll hit your surround left, like everything on the left it'll hit, you know, but I would be like even kind of like making stuff and moving it around, like there's not a whole lot to like move around like right in front of you, like in something that would arc past through like 4 different speakers, like those, like for me
so let's say that car passing by this way, right? I think let's say if it's on the panner, it's 45 degrees, right? And you're kind of, let's say you do it on, you mix on headphones, you kind of expect it, let's say it's going to take 1 second to move from here to here, right? All the way across the screen. Let's say you're making a movie and you want the car you don't see it, then it passes, from one side to the other. Left to right. Okay. And it's supposed to take 1 second to do that, right? There's like an angular thing that's happening, right? So it's supposed to, you're expecting it to be 45 degrees, but they're in 30. So if the person's speakers are this close, then in 1 second, it just goes like, it moves a smaller distance, I guess.
Oh, right.
Angular distance in, how it sounds to you. It's only moving from one like small area to the other. How much it matters, I don't know. I don't know that it matters that much. But
Slim's chiming in and he's completely correct on this. The problem with wides is that they're only active with dynamic objects. So there's good because they're not technically in the bed track. The bed track is 7.1.2.
Okay.
So they are not in the bed track. So yeah, he's right. Only objects. So that's kind of like what I meant by something panning through. It would have to be only an object and it'd be going through like it's a very small distance. So
make sure to check out our audio only version of the podcast at anchor.fm/Daily HiFi, or just go to your favorite podcasting service and search for Daily HiFi.